Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Bento Boxcast. We are, I believe this is episode 35. Episode 35 of the Bento Boxcast. Had to double check. That's a lot. We're nearing our midlife crisis. We're only 15 episodes away. And you know what I mean? So it's encroaching. But regardless, guys, you are here watching us on Geek Jar Podcast, the premier. That's not an adjective you're normally used for it, but the premier site to check out anything anime, anything comic book related, and anything gaming related. Definitely come check us out if you don't like it. No, wait, that's not what I meant. Check us out if you like that stuff.
Yeah.
And if you like us, drop a like, drop a follow, subscribe. Well, what else do we share? Do all that stuff. Drop comments in all of our podcasts down below. Make sure to check it out. But anyways, we're here, guys, coming at you guys on a monumental, English not very good day, because, guys, we have just gotten news that Rafa is fully caught up on Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Tell us more about your journey. I hear it was a long and strenuous one.
It was long. It was depressing. I cried a lot.
Nice. Crying's good.
Yeah, there was 2 moments like I was just bawling out, crying. It took me all day yesterday to watch everything. I woke up and I'm like, how many episodes do I have? Like, how many hours do I have? Like, I was calculating my time and shit and stuff like that. And like not just you, Hector, because like you hit me up like, hey, let's play Smite or whatever, and like I didn't respond because I was watching Attack on Titan. My brother's like, hey, come over. I said I couldn't because I have things to do. Watching Attack on Titan, trying to get ready for the podcast. So, but it was great, man. Like, it's such a crazy roller coaster ride. My favorite season of all of them is for sure 3, because 3 is when they really started kind of putting answers out there for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of big reveals happened in season 3, more towards the end. You know, the whole thing where with the other, you know, you find out like it's an island and the other people out there who are like oppressing them and shit like that. Like, it was just such a crazy ass reveal. The whole thing with Zeke. Just really quickly, the part I'm just gonna talk about the parts that I cried. I cried when they're trying to take back Maria, the wall Maria.
Yeah.
And when Erwin was giving a speech to the scouts, where they went to they rode to their death pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is his whole speech and this whole idea of like they're going to their death, but they're still, you know, charging at full speed. Like, I've moved and they just started crying at that point. Not when Sasha got and when Sasha got killed, I cried at that point too. That was really, really sad. And I know we're gonna talk about it later on with the newest episode, but I hope to God that fucking Levi does not die, because that man ate fucking shrapnel like crazy. And also all my homies hate Zeke. All my homies hate Gabby. Fuck Gabby. She a bitch. I don't even care that she's a kid. She's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, this newest episode, she had like a moment where she like, you know,
she did have a moment. She did have that moment.
Like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, I'm with the blonde little girl. Get her out of here.
I was like, I'm like, you're on the right path, but you have a lot of work to do just to get me out, to get in my good side.
Never forgive, never forget.
Dude, Gabby's such a fucking cunt. I could not stand
Jesus,
it.
I don't even know if you can say that.
Bro. I'm gonna say it. I don't care. I'm gonna say it. Like,
I bet, like, for YouTube, I feel the same way.
Oh yeah, well, like I liked her in the first episode when they first introduced her, because she was like rowdy and she was like, hey, I'm the best around. I was like, okay, girl, show off, do your thing. But then she started spouting hate. I'm like, no, I cannot get behind your hate.
I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but she's supposed to be a somewhat of a mirror image to Eren.
Yeah, I got that immediately.
I read that. Yeah,
I got that immediately. But she was spouting that. She was spouting that hate.
I'm about to say, yeah, no, I'm all about Eren.
And also, bro, the whole thing with Eren, I'm just like, dude, I don't even know what to think anymore. I feel betrayed. I feel hurt, like the rest of the scouts. Like, I don't even know who to root anymore. Like, who am I rooting for? I'm just watching the world get fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
It's like that meme of the dog in the burning house. Everything's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
that's I mean that's what I was saying to you, Hector, earlier. Like watching Attack on Titan, it's a great fucking show. It's an amazing show. It's one of my favorite shows one of my favorite anime of recent times. But it's a motherfucking depressing ass ride. Like there is just it feels as each episode goes on and on. Like I lose hope. I lose hope with this world. Like, I'm just like, dude, it's just gonna end in misery. Like I don't see a way out of this. Like it just keeps happening and happening, which is funny because that's kind of like the theme of the show. They're like pointing out is like, hey, you know, there's all this destruction, all this killing and like and murder, whatever. It just happens. It keeps repeating over and over again. Like we have to put a stop to it, type of thing. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, you guys make fun of me for watching slice of life, cutie ass anime shit, but it helps when.
Hey, I don't make fun. I don't make fun. I support you.
Hey, it helps when it helps when you're watching nonstop death and murder for a whole fucking day. So
maybe that's why I'm so messed up because that's all I watch.
But no, Attack on Titan it's been top notch.
Really
it's been real top notch. Yeah. So
yeah. I mean, it's dope because like bro. That's why when we were talking about when I was saying you guys in the ending, like I feel like all three of us are gonna have maybe different viewpoints on how the ending goes. Because for listeners that may or may not know this, but I have fully read the manga. I know Renee knows bits and pieces of like how it ends, but like I know the 100% ending. So that if that's the case, then like I'm so excited to see how everybody views the ending because of how controversial it is. Like how a lot of the fans who like read the manga either loved it, hated it, were okay with it. Like there was like so many in betweens, and people were like divided on the ending. So we'll see. I hope they do something different, or they do some kind of changes, or maybe they just stick to the entire manga for the end of the season. But regardless, I'm like excited to see this play out. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we are here, episode 35 of the Bento Boxcast. Make sure to check us out, and I'm just saying now, make sure to drop a like if you like this, for the video, please, for the algorithm. Thanks, guys. Want to get out there, but we are gonna have a lot of topics to discuss. For example, we're gonna like just rip the band-aid off and go right in. We have our discussion of the anime of the year for 2021. We kind of, we're about 2 weeks out since the end of 2021, and now we are fully into 2022, the winter season. And let me tell you what, I'm super excited for this season. It's already looking like it's going to be one of my favorite seasons of anime in a long time. There's so many good stuff coming out. Just to give you a little taste, we have Attack on Titan, the final season, part 2. We have Demon Slayer Entertainment Arc kind of getting into full effect. We have My Dress Up Darling. We have like so many good animes coming out right now that I'm pretty hooked on this season. I'm very excited for the stuff that we're watching. One Piece is also getting absolutely incredible with the Wano arc, just stuff like that, right? But we need to look back and kind of discuss the 2021 season. And so what I'm excited for is that all three of us are going to be giving our opinions on what we thought the best 2 to 3 animes per season came out last year. So we're going to do winter, spring, summer, fall in that order, as well as we're going to discuss what our overall top pick for the entire year was. And just as a reminder, guys, remember Renee has been here for almost a year at this point, so she did kind of jump in a little bit later than me and Rafa. So she's going to be giving her take on the anime that she has watched, while me and Rafa are going to be going maybe not too full in depth, but on each season saying, hey, we watched this stuff. This is what we're excited about. And lastly, for those of you guys that may or may not be interested, the Crunchyroll official awards for the anime award and the categories have like been released. You're gonna see what the categories are, which is anime of the year, best protagonist, best animation, best antagonist, best film, best character design, best boy, best girl. Who doesn't want to vote on those? Best fight scene, best drama, best comedy. There's so many bests that you yourself can go out and vote on. And what's dope is that as of us recording this, right, the full on list and voting begins January 18th, and it's going to go all the way to the 25th. So this comes out tomorrow, which is going to be on a Monday. So literally that the next day, Tuesday, is when you can go out and vote and put your voice out there and say, hey, I think Hori is the best girl of the 2021 season, and I think Miyamura is the best guy or best boy. So just things like that where you can put it out there, or you can even put Miss Kobayashi for Rafa. I don't even think that's your best girl from that season, but that's just
No, it
something
is
I
not.
remember you
I
watched.
mean,
Yeah,
it's fine. Put it on random names. Let's go.
yeah, whatever. We can say Sasha best girl.
Okay, I get behind that. Yeah,
Um,
honestly, I might just go with that one just because.
That's the best one.
well, that's because it's really like
Let's pick.
super fresh in your mind.
Meat.
Potatoes.
Potato girl.
But yeah, so we're gonna be going through our list. I kind of actually just want to start off with Rafa. What did you think of the 2021 season? And go through the list for us.
So for 2021, starting off with winter, 2021, it was kind of hard for me to pick. Not because, well, actually, no, actually, it's the opposite. It was really easy for me to pick because winter 2021 wasn't that big for me. There's a lot of shows that I dropped a lot, and there's shows that you guys enjoy. You guys have recommended to me. Like for example, like Horimiya aired in this season. I dropped it, even though it's something that I honestly should love, but I don't know for whatever reason I dropped it. Um, Promise Neverland season 2 was a fucking disaster. I had to drop that, you know. ReZero, I'm like in a weird spot with ReZero. So like, there's a lot of shows that I ended up dropping in winter 2021 or I didn't finish altogether. Um, but there are two shows, and it's kind of unfair. Honestly, I honestly should only be able to pick one because which is Jujutsu Kaisen, which is a continuation from fall 2020. But the other one that I picked is Attack on Titan. Even though I just kind of watched it yesterday, it did air. You know, the final season did start airing in the beginning of the year, so that's kind of what I have. It's Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen. Like that's all I have for winter 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So and then Attack on Titan is kind of like an extras again because like I just watched it yesterday. Like I didn't even watch it when it aired. So really, it's just Jujutsu Kaisen, which you guys know my love for the show. So I cannot shut up about the show. So yes, that's winter there. It's again pretty easy, pretty clean. It's more just me struggling to get into that groove again of watching a lot of anime and really trying to like stick with shows. So that was just me kind of getting the rust off, I guess you could say. Going into spring 2021, this is when I started having a lot of trouble trying to pick an anime that I wanted because there was a lot of shows that I really enjoyed here. This is when things started really picking up for me. There's Farewell My Dear Kramer, like the soccer one that I always kept talking about to you guys. I really enjoyed the hell out of this show. Zombieland Saga Revenge, I wouldn't shut up about this show either, but it's kind of weird because like if I'm kind of cheating a little bit because I'm giving my top pick for spring to Tokyo Revengers because it's Tokyo Revengers and like I do like the show. I did have a lot of problems at the beginning with this show at the beginning. If you guys remember, I was complaining a lot about how it works, which I'm still sticking by, but I'm ignoring it just because the story is so good. Right, I'm letting it go just because the story is so good and everything like that, and like and Tokyo Revengers does continue on into the later seasons, but there's some other stuff in the other seasons that I could not give it to Tokyo Revengers, but I want to have Tokyo Revengers in here somewhere, right? So that's why I'm giving it to them for this season. Even though I love Zombieland Saga and Furrow My Dear Camera, I wish it gets another season. I really enjoy that show too. But I have to give it to Tokyo Revengers because it's Tokyo Revengers. That's for that one. From there, it is summer 2021, and then again, this one's also really hard for me because there's a lot of great fucking shows here, better shows in spring. Here, I have My Hero on here because it's fucking My Hero. I'm not gonna mention My Hero at least once for this. But from there, it is the two shows that I kept talking about for this season nonstop in every single fucking podcast is Kageki Shoujo. You guys remember nonstop talking about this show and Sunny Boy. And I have to give it to Sunny Boy just because it's a fucking trip of an anime. It's fucking crazy. It's weird. It makes you think like it's something that like you have to rewatch it and watch it over and to really understand what's happening. It's a fucking anime that's just it's so fucking out there. Like it's amazing. It really sucks that this and Kageki Shoujo got put in the same season, because if Sunny Boy was to put in a different season, Kageki Shoujo would have been my number one pick for this season.
Got it.
They just missed out by a little bit just because how fucking insane the story Sunny Boy is. Just loved it, and it's my hero. Love my hero. You're like, I gotta mention my hero. You cannot not mention my hero. It's an all time classic, that one. From there, fall anime, which is the one that we just finished up recently, right? This one had a lot of great shows too, a lot of good stuff. For my top three, definitely is going to be number three, Komi Can't Communicate. I like it. I like the show. I like what they're doing.
Ooh.
Yeah. I did not put Senpai's Annoying on here, and I already explained the reasons why. They disappointed the hell out of me. I expected more out of them. Komi seems like I don't know, just Komi just seems like it's a lot more fun, a lot more silliness going on. I enjoyed that a lot more. A show that surprised me, but I'm glad but surprised me in a good way. Muroko-chan is my number two. It was scary, it's funny. They did have a few moments where it was a little bit like on the fan service side, but they didn't rely heavy on that, which I appreciate because it doesn't need it. The humor and the horror was enough to carry the show. That's why it's on my number two. And of course, my number one for fall season is Blue Period. This show was a fucking emotional roller coaster of a ride. I fucking love this show. The characters are great. The story's great. And my overall anime of the year is Blue Period. It's my fucking show. I loved everything about this show. I love the characters, love the stories. I love that all the characters have their own arc. Like then you see their own struggles and dealing with like who are they becoming, who are they want to become in the future. Just everything about the show is just fucking great. Like Blue Period is just top notch, and this is my favorite anime of this year, definitely.
That is not the anime I thought you were gonna go with this season. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know you loved it a lot, but I was not expecting to be the anime of the year.
I cried watching this anime, and I don't cry that often when I watch anime, and when it does, it's like, bro, it's. What do you thought I was gonna pick?
I don't know, like something other than that. Really? I was not expecting that at all. Like absolutely at all. Really?
He was really hyped about it.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
Blue Period was the shit through and through. I just love this idea of this guy, discovering his passion, and we're just watching him, take the first steps, and his pretty much what's gonna be, I don't want to say his identity, but something that's gonna be a big giant part of his life. And it's fucking cool. And like I said when we talked about it in the other podcast, I kind of like the idea of this kind of just being its own thing. Like it doesn't need another season. It could just be these 12 episodes, and it still holds up really fucking well. And then not just him, like with the other person, what's his name, Ryoji. Like his story is fucking great, and the whole thing with his family, like you get all these like views into different people's lives, and like how they all connect in a certain way, and how they all are different in their own specific way. Like with whether the main guy, his family was supportive, and they're like, yeah, dude, like we're not 100% sure about you choosing art as your career, but hey, we're going to support you. With Ryuji, they're like, nah, fuck that shit, get out of here. Like, so you got like both, like you get sides of like everyone. You get like all these different stories, and they all connect through art. Like, it's such a beautiful fucking story. I don't know. It's great. It's a great fucking anime, and the opening is badass too.
I love that song. The intro song is amazing.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's Rafa's pick for last year. I'm actually just gonna jump over to you, Renee. I know, like I said, we mentioned before, but go for it.
Okay, so I had mentioned before that like I joined Bento in April. So like I'm not really accustomed to watching animes like at like per season. I kind of just like watch whatever is streaming. So this was like the first time I actually like was like reading the list of each season and like trying to figure out like what I was going to get into. But for sure of winter 2021, I'm a big fan of Attack on Titan, so like that was the show that I was watching in winter. I love, so this is season 4 part 1. I had a lot of problems with it because this was the season that Mappa did the art style for, and it looked very, very different from the previous seasons. So like I had a hard time getting into it, and I would say part 1 wasn't my favorite. But it was like the only anime I was watching in winter. And then when I joined Bento, Hector, you recommended Horimiya, and I ended up loving Horimiya, and I binged it in like 2 days, and I think that would have to be my favorite for winter 2021, even though I had watched it at a later date. It was amazing. And I also had Jujutsu Kaisen in winter as well, but I binged, that's when I started watching Jujutsu Kaisen, and I binged it in a week. I mean, great show as well. But I think I'm gonna have to give it a Horimiya and Jujutsu. And then for spring, I think My Hero season 5 started in spring, and then I also had Tokyo Revengers, and I was obsessed with Tokyo Revengers. Absolutely obsessed. I've never seen anything like it. Like it's, you know, it's centered around gangs and time travel, and it did very like, it had some cool things going on for the show, and I was obsessed. Like you get so attached to like the characters. This is the show that I probably cried the most, especially when like certain people had died, and I was so into the show. So I think for spring, I would have to give it for Tokyo. And then, yeah, I had My Hero because, like Rafa said, My Hero is My Hero, and it's absolutely amazing. For summer, I didn't really get into a lot of anime. It was just more of the second cores, like, of My Hero and Tokyo again. Those were the only ones I was watching, and those were still really good shows to watch during that season. And then for fall, this was the season where I actually watched a lot more than what I'm accustomed to. So I said in my my top 3, 3 was Taka Up Destiny. I really, really liked what they did with the show. It was beautiful. The music was amazing. You know, it's all centered around music, but that ending was not great. I was not really happy with the way they ended the show.
Same.
Big disappointment because it had a lot of potential. I really liked the characters and everything they did. It's just, I don't know, like it felt rushed, and they just kind of like slapped something together in the end. And I hate when people do that, but it is what it is. My second was Muroku-chan. And this was an anime I didn't think I was going to like as much as I did because I'm not really familiar with a lot of like comedy anime, but what was cool about this one was that it had the horror aspect of it. So like the way the spirits were animated and stuff, they were some freaky looking spirits, and like you throw in the comedy aspect, and it was just a very unique watch, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I do hope that there is a second season, just because I felt like the way it ended, more can happen. But it was still, you know, it was still a good season. Second spot, and then my first spot for fall was Blue Period. We talked about this, like we were obsessed with it. It being centered around art, and it was just, I had a lot to connect with in this show. And it was just beautiful. It was just a beautiful show. It was very refreshing, very, very different from like all the shonen that I love, and it was just something different, and that's always like nice. Shoot. And then for anime of the year, that's hard. That is so hard because there was just so many different shows that were absolutely amazing. But I'm going to probably, for 2021, I'm probably gonna have to give it to Tokyo Revengers because
Whoa.
What?
Yeah, I know. I love Blue Period, but like, see, I don't like comparing because things are like, these genres are so different. These shows are so different from one another. But when Tokyo started, I'm telling you, I was obsessed. Like, I kept wanting to know more. I got super, super attached to all the characters immediately, besides Takemichi.
Right, of course.
But
Definitely
like,
not Takemichi.
Draken and Mikey and Baji, I was obsessed with Baji. So like, I was into it, and I was just super emotional. Like, I got super attached, and I've got to give it to Tokyo. It was really good.
Well, looks like we're gonna have 3 different animes of the year for Bento. All right.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean that is still a solid
pick,
choice.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's a good pick.
Yeah, especially the way the last episode ended.
Yeah, I'm like incredibly excited for the rest of Tokyo Revengers. Sad that we're never gonna get a good Takemichi, but the rest of the characters are pulling their weight and then some. So we take those. But all right, my turn. For winter 2021, I gotta give it to these 3 anime that really like pulled that season by their bootstraps and carried it heavy. ReZero season 2 part 2, absolutely incredible. I'm super excited. Anything ReZero, I'm all in. And this, that season really just invigorated me more to just love the universe and the rest of the characters. We also have Jujutsu Kaisen part 2, the second core of that anime. I mean, you can't not love that anime. Even people who don't watch anime love Jujutsu Kaisen. So it's pretty clear and obvious why that's great. But my number 1 pick for the winter 2021 season has to be Horimiya. I am not a big like romance comedy, viewer, but man, was that absolutely perfect. And even Rafa, who that is his, bread and butter, even I don't know why he didn't like it, but even he said that is one of the best ones that he's watched.
Not that I didn't like it, I just didn't finish it. I do that a lot with anime where I don't continue it. I mean, I did it with Attack on Titan. It's Attack on Titan, So
well, okay, but even then, but like that's your bread and butter, and even you give it its props.
No, like, I can. Yeah, no, I can definitely tell. It's like it's a top tier. One of the best slice of life anime romance comedies.
Well, there you go. And so winter 2021, hands down, has to be Horimiya. For spring 2021, I also have number 3, My Hero Academia season 5. That's when it started. That's when it started getting really, really good. We got more and more. That's when Black Whip was introduced with like the training arc and everything like that. We also got more into Endeavor and his backstory with family and things like that. So that was really dope. So I'm giving that the number 3 spot. At the number 2 spot is kind of a curveball, but I found myself really enjoying it. It is Higihiro. After being rejected, I shaved and took in a high school girl. I actually really liked that anime. It was, the name kind of throws you off super hard. I mean, when Rafa said it, we were all like, what? But to find out that it was actually a very loved anime by the entire community who like watches that type of anime. The etch was very minimal to the first 2 episodes, and then after that it was just straight like world building and kind of expanding on the story of the girl, the high school girl that's mentioned. Actually, I saw several lists that she's on the best girl list. So that's pretty cool. That just goes to show that she's pretty well loved. And I just like the main character, the main protagonist, as being the guy, how he was just so he was just really great, essentially. But I will give spring 2021 to Tokyo Revengers, which is my number 1 pick, because I mean I loved it. I loved everything but Takemichi. Can't state that enough. Loved everything but Takemichi. But the show is just so good, and I was very excited to watch every episode that came out every week. From there we go into summer 2021. I'm gonna give a special mention shout out to One Piece. That is officially when the Wano arc started. That is where they go to the samurais. This is the season where, or rather, the arc where the creator himself has said he's been super excited. This is the one arc he's been really wanting to create for the longest time. So that's when the anime started. That arc. It's been absolutely incredible. In the manga, it's been going for I think the last entire year, pretty much. But looking at it animated, absolutely incredible. It was dope. But at the number 3 spot, we have My Hero Academia season 5 part 2, the second core of it. I mean, come on. It was the My Villain Academia arc, like absolutely incredible. After that, we have That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime part 2, season 2 part 2. Absolutely great. If anything, it got me even more excited to watch or read the manga. So that's why I absolutely love it. And as my number 1 for summer, it is Remake Our Life. Absolutely loved it. It dealt with time travel. It dealt with love triangles. It dealt with a individual being unhappy with his life and getting the opportunity to go back and pursue something he loved, which is filmmaking, and just art and things like that. So that was absolutely cool. Loved it. And then we're at fall 2021. We have Mushoku Tensei Part 2. I originally was gonna put it in my winter list, but I mean, Re:Zero and Jujutsu Kaisen and Horimiya it just topped those, so I couldn't put it in the top 3 list. But it's sound at number 4. But Mushoku Tensei, out of all the fall anime, I absolutely loved it. I actually found out that it is more true to the light novel than it is to the manga, so kind of cool enlightenment there. I'm still reading the manga. I just like pictures. I can't read a book because it's not fun for me. But there's that Mushoku Tensei Part 2 at number 3. At number 2, we have World's Finest Assassin. I guess reincarnate in another world to defeat the hero, or take out the hero, whatever it's called. But it was really great. I loved it. It was great animation. The intro was incredible. The premise was cool. Just really, really liked it. And at number 1, which is all 3 of our number 1s, Blue Period. I mean,
yeah,
you've heard everybody say enough about it. Absolutely incredible. Me, who doesn't really watch, it was actually funny enough. The anime that I said I'm going to give a shot because I would never watch something like this. I didn't watch it for about 4 episodes. Because I just didn't watch it, and then these two were saying, hey, you should watch it, it's really, really good, and I ended up finishing it before them.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely insane. So it was by far my favorite episode, or favorite show of the fall 2021 season. But I'm gonna have to give my overall 2021 anime to Horimiya.
Ooh,
not surprised you went
That's
with that
good.
one.
Out of the entire list, it is probably the one I enjoyed the most watching. I know that's kind of blasphemous to say when it comes to other shows that I have on my list, but Horimiya, for an anime that I just, and that, by the way, that was also an anime that I said I'm gonna just try out. I would never pick this one. So it's like, for animes, I don't watch romantic comedies. I like romance in anime. I love romance in anime, but not like, if it's the whole baseline is this is a romantic comedy anime. I don't go for that. So the fact that I loved it as much as I did, the fact that it felt like it was a complete story in one season felt absolutely incredible. And the fact that they didn't wait around to see, are they gonna hold hands, or are they gonna kiss? No, episode 3 into the season, they're already holding hands and kissing. It's like, I might have exaggerated the kiss part. I think that happened the next episode, but still, it happened so quickly where they became a couple. They got serious. We saw a bunch of stuff, which is so refreshing in that genre. Like Rafa said, and have watched stuff in the past where it's like they don't hold hands at that, and it's like the pinky holding at the end, or that's it. They don't really actually hold hands. They just interlock pinkies, and then that's it. That's all you get for, oh my god, they're showing love. No, this one was dope. Loved it. Absolutely loved Horimiya. It is, in my opinion, the best anime of 2021. Renee's was Tokyo Revengers. Rafa's was Blue Period. What a wide range of anime for our 2021. So definitely check those out, guys. If you're not going to listen to any of our other lists, just listen to those 3. Watch those 3 anime from last year. Absolutely incredible anime. Check those out. But
definitely, Blue Period's better than those 2, but it's all right.
These are opinions. If you like art, go for it. Watch that. But I'm telling you, if you like romantic comedies, Horimiya is that shit. And Tokyo Revengers was a great suspenseful, really gang, action-packed anime. So definitely check that out.
They're all good.
They're all fantastic animes. But it is time for us to kind of dive into some cool stuff, because we're going to be talking about the winter 2021 anime. So I know, guys, I kind of put in the list that we're going to be talking about what we're watching. I think we're going to save that for the next episode, because I'm looking at the time that we have. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to talk about the animes that we see on the winter 2022 anime rankings. And then next week we'll kind of go a little bit more in depth on exactly what we're watching. But per usual, Rafa, what place do you want to start in? Because whenever we do these anime corner lists, which is like I said, the top 34 anime of the first week of winter 2021 or 2022 anime, which was voted on
January 7th.
Yeah, thank you. January 7th to the 14th.
Yes.
Rafa, what number do you want to start on? Because this is where me and you always butt heads. Do you want to start at 15? Because you never know, maybe one of our animes gets super low. Do you want to start at just the 10? Talk to me.
Let's see here. No, let's start at 10.
We'll start at 10.
I'm not attached to any shows just yet.
Okay.
Well, actually, just a quick shout out to Platinum Men. It's on 23. It's number 23.
All the way at the bottom.
Yeah. By the way, I'm still suffering through it.
Oh, I haven't watched.
Just gonna say something really quick. Last episode wasn't that bad.
Ooh.
But it's still
not good.
It's still pretty doo-doo. So
but like,
yeah,
was that episode better than like all the previous episodes that we've seen? Like, does it pick up at some point?
A big thing happened in this episode. Oof. Like
someone dies.
Like storyline changing, something really big happens, and then it kind of leaves you like, well, where's it gonna go now? Because this really big thing happened. So it's like, what's the next step here? So. Okay. It was pretty crazy. It took forever to get there because you know these characters are dog shit, but it was pretty crazy what happened. I didn't think they would pull it off what they did, and they did it. So I'm actually interested into the next episode to see what they're gonna do next. I'm interested. Wow. It's like it's morbid curiosity, like what's gonna happen next in this dog shit show. So
okay, well, the list that we're gonna be talking about, I know, yeah, good luck on that. The list we'll be talking about is the top 10 anime of the week, and this is including ongoing second core type stuff. There's another list that they did put out that is just strictly new stuff that came out in the winter 2021 season, but we're going to be discussing the one that they normally put out, which is just anything that's airing in winter 2022. So at number 10, we have The Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt. Watched the first episode. It was pretty interesting. It's definitely not like the anime that we originally thought it was going to be, like the realist hero remakes the whatever the kingdom or saves the kingdom out of debt or whatever. It is not it's nowhere near. If anything, it's the exact opposite. What I kind of got from the premise was the prince took over for the king, and took over the king's kingdom, which was incredibly in debt, and he doesn't want that responsibility, so he's trying to use all of his brain power to get them out of debt and positive so he can sell off the kingdom so he doesn't have to be the prince or the king anymore.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I gathered from it. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna stick with it for now. At number 9, we have Princess Connect Redive Season 2. I have heard some cool stuff about it. Never watched it though.
I dropped it. It looked fun, but I don't know.
It's not for you.
Yeah, it just looked alright for me.
Well, then there you go. That came at number 9. At number 8, we have Ranking of Kings, a continuation from last season. One that we saw potential in, but it just really wasn't for me and Rafa.
It looks great. I feel like this is a show that I have to come back to and watch it.
I agree. Same. A lot of people are hyped about it. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I do see a lot of TikToks about it. So. Maybe it is pretty good. But at number 7, we have How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom Part 2. I mean, it kind of picked up right where it left off, but it's not really anything crazy. Episode 2 came out today, as of when we were watching it or recording. Whatever. It's starting off exactly how I thought I was going to continue. So whatever. I'm not too excited about it. It's one of those. It's like at the bottom of the list. I'll get to it when I get to it. At number 7, we have Sabikui.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to pronounce it. I think you're right.
If I butchered it, I am so sorry.
No, right
Sabiku? Sabiku? Maybe it might be Sabiku. Sabiku Bisco. Great anime. Love it. I like it a lot. I'm super excited for it. I'm all in.
I'm interested in it. I watched it today.
I like it.
It's weird. Like the whole thing with the mushrooms. So cool. It has my interest. I'm not gonna say I'm fully in, but I'm definitely gonna check out the next 2 episodes just to see how it plays out.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like locked in for the next 2 episodes. But I'm excited for it. I like it. I think I'm gonna stick with it for sure. At number 5, we have Teasing Master Takagi-san 3. Never watched 1 or 2. So glad you guys like it.
Yeah.
At number 4, we have Akibi's Sailor Uniform. I read the synopsis for this and I thought, that's dumb.
Same.
Not watching it.
Same.
Show. I like the show. It's really animated really fucking well for no reason.
I saw the thumbnail of like the girl's face. I'm like, I don't like the way that looks. No.
It's really, really well animated. It's just a slice of life fucking.
It's a pretty classic slice of life.
It's just this girl going to school and she's hanging out with her friends.
I thought about it. the art
it's
style.
the typical shit that I watch. It's like a K-On without the music.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
then,
and it's
no.
just yeah,
I'm good.
it's
I know.
that's
Respect.
that's my
if you
type
like
of
slice
thing
of
right
life,
there.
Respect.
you won't be disappointed. Check it out.
But the animation is fuck. It's like, bro,
No,
why
it looks
they,
pretty. I saw it. Like, okay, a lot of anime stuff comes up on my TikTok, and I saw like a scene of it, and I was like, wow, this actually looks really cool.
it looks
Did
really,
it make me want to watch it? A
it's
very
so
little bit,
well
but I'm not going
animated.
to.
I'm like, yo, they're spending like big money on this anime, like for this animation. Like, I don't know, but I'm enjoying it. I like it. I saw episode 2 today, so
Okay. Well, into the top 3, not potentially, for sure, for a fact, my top 3 anime this season.
yeah.
We have at number 3, My Dress Up Darling. Guys, I love this anime. 2 episodes in, and I'm locked in, especially after episode 2. Like that, it was just so funny. It was just, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they give you some fan service episode 2, and I'm all for it. This was some chef's kiss fan service. Shout out to everybody who enjoyed those scenes, and you know what I'm talking about, baby.
I have a question. So so this was an anime, like this is an anime that like I wouldn't really watch, but I'm into it, right? But if the main character, she's gorgeous, okay? She's drop dead gorgeous. If she didn't look the way she did, do you think people would have put the show in the number 3 spot?
The thing is, with this anime, I don't think she would be not pretty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this type of anime, and the fact that they're going into like the cosplay, you know, that kind of realm, and it's a little bit of lewd etch, and then you know, like they knew what they were doing with this show, so there's no way it's not going to be in the top 3 unless it just takes like a major dip in like the storyline or whatever. But I can guarantee it's going to be floating in the top 5 pretty much this entire season.
Interesting.
So I'm super about it. I'm also claiming this now, and this might be a little cringe to you guys that are not in the anime universe. But Rafa, write it down for me real quick. I'm adding her to the waifu list. She is now number 2. Number 2
I got
to Mai Sakurajima. She is number 2. She's
cute.
I'm adding it to the waifu list.
Nice.
But that being said, guys, in my opinion, this might be blasphemous because the next 2 that are coming up, but this is probably my favorite anime of the season.
I mean, I saw episode 1.
Chill out.
No, I'm telling you. The reason I say this is because, hear me out. I know exactly what happens in Demon Slayer. I read the manga. I read all of Attack on Titan. So there's that. So I know what's coming. This is like me, like, oh shit, I gotta find out new shit every episode, every season.
He doesn't know what's gonna happen, so that's
and I have no idea.
Exciting for him.
And I already know if this gets to the point where it's like really good, like in the next 2 episodes, I'm gonna read the manga if there's a manga.
Then you're gonna ruin it.
I'm gonna ruin it for. I'll probably wait till the end of the season. I'll wait till the end of the season. But regardless, at number 2.
Well,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say real quickly. I've seen only episode 1. I enjoyed the hell out of the show. It's really good. And it's for sure gonna be in my top 3, like guarantee, like Hector's saying. Depending how Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan goes, depends where I'm gonna place this show at. But I have high hopes for this show. We said it in our chat, and I'm saying here now: if these 2 do not get together, I'm punching the air with all my strength. Because they need to get together.
You would really like episode 2 because it kind of like gets more into it ish. I'm not gonna say anything else, but like I was like, ooh! So
I'm definitely gonna watch it right after we're done.
Yes,
one scene with the ear. Oh my god, that's all I gotta say. Anyways, number 2, Attack on Titan, final season part 2. I mean, come on, it's Attack on Titan. It's the final season. We're finally getting into the nitty gritty, the ending of the season. But I'm not surprised that it's at number 2 for now. I wouldn't be surprised if it hits number 1 by the end of the season, because remember, it is the final season.
Final season, yeah.
So, you know, a lot of big stuff will be happening compared to Demon Slayer. So just keep that in mind. Although Demon Slayer, it's beautiful, the action, it's incredible. And speaking of, Demon Slayer is number 1. No surprise, the action, we're finally into it. We're, I believe, 7 episodes into the Entertainment District arc. So, you know, we have a lot of episodes to go for it. But It's phenomenal. The action, we're finally here. We're gonna discuss both episodes for Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer. We might as well just get into it now. But that is the official list for the top 10 anime of the week. You've kind of heard our bits and our takes on the list. So yeah, so if you guys agree with it, disagree with it, let us know in the comments down below. But from here on out, it's kind of a speed run because, like I said, we are crunched for time. Let's give our takes on this, the two episodes that came out. Full on spoiler talks, guys. So if you have not watched episode 1 and 2 of Attack on Titan, if you have not watched up to episode 7 in Demon Slayer, why are you still here? Skip to Anime Swap. We'll catch you guys then. And if you don't want to talk about Anime Swap, that's big unfortunate. But you should. But anyways, yeah, let's get into it. Rafa, give us a quick synopsis of what do we start with? Actually, because you've binged so much, we'll do
okay. Attack on
well,
Titan?
actually, no, yeah, we'll do Demon Slayer. Yeah. So Rafa, go ahead, give us Demon Slayer. What happened?
So Demon Slayer, it continues off with Nezuko fighting. What's her name?
Daki. Yeah.
Daki. And you see Nezuko just going in like full on demon mode. She is just destroying Daki. And it gets to the point where Daki's just getting her ass beat left and right, and Nezuko's going to the point where she's losing control. Right? She runs into a human who's bleeding, and she's like licking her lips. She's hungry. She want to taste some of that human blood, and that's when Tenjiro wakes up from being knocked out and goes and tries to stop her. That's when the sound guy shows up, the flashy guy,
Finally.
and like in one swoop chops her Daki's head off. And he's like, get out of here. You're not an upper demon. Like I can, like he literally killed her in one go. Like I can, like you're clearly not like an upper demon. She's like, yes, I am. She starts throwing
A tantrum,
like a tantrum, like a fit or whatever. And as Tanjiro's like trying to control Nezuko, he starts singing a lullaby that the mom sang when Nezuko was a little girl. Nezuko comes down. She turns to like pretty much like a little kid version of herself, like almost a baby. She's like really tiny, and then that's when the real, I guess you can say like the real upper demon shows up. Which is kind of, I guess he's like the shadow. I don't know how that works, but it's almost like there's two demons that are attached to each other.
Yeah.
They're like brother and sister, right? And it's like this big, skinny, like limpy looking ass dude, and he has like size with him. He looked nasty as fuck. And you can tell like he's actually the main threat in this fight. It's not Daki, it's this guy. He's the main threat, and he's giving the sound flashy guy some trouble at the beginning. Like they're starting, like the fight's starting to go off, and like the sound guy's already bleeding, and you can see like the fight starting to build up, and that's when Inosuke and annoying guy shows up, and like they're about to join the fight, and that's pretty much where it ends right there.
Yeah, I mean, so the brother's name is Gyutaro.
Okay.
Yeah, Gyutaro. But I will say, like his character design is crazy. When he started scratching himself and asking, what's his name, Uzui or Tengen, the sound Hashira, to like just drop dead, or he's like, maybe when I kill you, we just burn your flesh or some shit like that, because like he's just super ugly looking. Like, it was gross. But yeah, I mean, the character looked crazy. It's definitely, I feel like so it's definitely like a tag team, right? So it's like Daki brings one side to her fight style, and then he seems like the powerhouse. But at the end of the episode, they mentioned it's like, hey, when we're together, that's when we're at full power. So it's kind of crazy that they're two. I think he said we're two persons in one right at the end of the episode. So like,
they're like a tag team.
Yeah, and I will say I definitely shed some tears when Tanjiro was singing, and we saw like the mom flashbacks and everything. I was like, oof. I was like, okay, and Nezuko, and the fact that she's like cried as a a demon, and then transformed back into like a little toddler state. It was dope. I'm just excited to keep watching Demon Slayer. It's so good. What are you guys' thoughts?
It's great, man. It's really cool that Nezuko got her shine in.
Yes.
We got to see her go in and see a little bit more of her blood art. That she could lit her blood on fire, which is something we saw beforehand. Really cool to see that. We can see that she's she's really strong. Like she
Oh
could
yeah.
regen immediately, and the whole thing, especially the whole part where Daki cut her up in pieces, and she
Yes.
was able to stick together with her blood. Like that was
That
insane.
was cool.
That was
That
pretty
was super
crazy.
cool.
Yeah.
Hero
Yeah.
moment.
So like, I definitely want to see more what Nezuko could do. So it's really cool that with her not eating humans, she still has so much power as a demon. That's really fucking cool. So now I really want to see what the sound guy can do. Like really, really what his abilities are. So that's pretty sure that's going to be the next thing here with this fight coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like you guys said, this episode was super amazing. Like just the whole scene with Nezuko and Daki. I was screaming the whole time because Nezuko was just kicking her ass, and like we saw Daki fight before and we knew how powerful she was, and for Nezuko to just like, you see her whole transformation. She looks completely different. She's stronger. She's like, she just looks different. Like she's grown up. And it was just, oh my god, like those fight scenes were just absolutely amazing, and it made me super excited. Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next. Like we know Inosuke, Zenitsu, the San Hashira, they're all gonna be there now, fighting against the two demons. So I just want to see how that goes down. But this episode, amazing. Demon Slayer, I feel like this season is just, it's amazing. I am like speechless just because of how good the show is. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
And then we absolutely loved it. Moving on to the incredible episode of Attack on Titan. I'm actually gonna take this, or not take this. I'm gonna give it over to Rafa one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Rafa, give us a rundown of AoT episode.
So at this point, as you guys know, Aaron has his own group, right? I guess you can say like a militia, right?
The Jaegerists.
The Jaegerists, and they're the I forgot the name of the other country, but they're attacking
Marley.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
Marley, right? The Marley country they're attacking, and the Armor Titan's there, the Jaw Titan's there, and the other one, the Cart Titan's there. And it's pretty much them attacking because in the episode before they're like, oh, they want us to wait. We need to attack now. We can't wait, pretty much, right? And so the whole point is that Aaron's trying to get to Zeke so they could do their how you say that word? So they can't have babies no more, man. Fuck.
Euthanization.
Yeah, that plan that Zeke has, right? So he's trying to get to him, but the Iron Titan, the Armor Titan, the Armor Titan's trying to stop him. So there's a lot of fighting going on, and then the scouts, Mikasa, Armin, them, they were stuck in jail. They get released by the other guy. I forgot his name. He's like Oboku, some shit like that. I don't know his name. So then they're like, should we even help him? Like, he's an asshole. He betrayed us, whatever, And then, I kind of agree with them. Like, Aaron kind of just fucked it up for everybody. But so they do decide to help them out. So they're out there fighting, pretty much in war. Like, it's literally just like all full out war happening in this town. And then what happens? The Beast Titan gets blasted by this like anti-tank cannon from the Cart Titan, which was pretty cool how they did it. Like they thought that they defeated her, and it was just a trap. It was just a trick. And the Beast Titan goes down, and Aaron's trying to get to the Beast Titan so they can initiate the plan, and the Armor Titan is in his way trying to stop him. And I think that's how the episode ends.
Yeah, and then. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's cool. The Beast Titan finally came back. Aaron. Oh, I hate Yelena, by the way. Absolutely hate her. That one scene where she like makes that ugly ass face.
Ugly.
That scared me. I was
it was a creepy, ugly ass face. I was like, oh, get this shit off my screen.
She's so crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. But I mean, I think like she's in it for like different reasons. Everybody's there like, oh, we're gonna support Aaron, but she's in there for like the destruction of Marley. Like she actually wants to like destroy everything. Yeah. She's essentially trying to execute her own revenge through them. Which like whatever, I guess. Like,
Yeah, I don't like her. I don't even.
I just still don't like her whatsoever. And that scene itself just gave me fucking goosebumps. I was like, ugh, that's so gross.
Ugh.
And then she's like, go help Aaron. And I was like, oh, stop, bro. That was so gross. But yeah, I mean, the episode was dope. I'm super excited for the next one. The preview looked incredible for the next episode, and yeah, all I'm saying is fuck Gabi. Everybody hates Gabi. All my homies hate Gabi.
All my homies hate Gabi, man. Even though she did have a little bit of a redemption point right this episode, she started realizing that that they're not devils. What they're called?
Devils, yeah.
Well, they're
not devils, but like the Eldians. Yeah, that they're like normal fucking people. Like that's how she should have been thinking this whole time. But she got brainwashed by those assholes, Marlians. All my homies hate Marlians, bro. Fuck that shit. They're assholes, dude. That shit pissed me off, dude. I was so upset. Like, it's just
they're
like
brainwashed.
It's
they're
so
brainwashed.
Yeah, it's so sad that they brainwash these Eldians to think that they're evil and that they have to like atone for their sins for like shit like they've never done. Like, it's just so fucking sad.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It's just a sad fucking anime. All my homies hate Marlians, man. Fuck them.
What'd you think, Renee?
No, I mean, I already had said part 1 of Attack on Titan final season. It was a little slow. It started off really slow, but I feel like part 2, we are getting all the action. And I mean, that's what we were waiting for. We wanted to see Eren, go against Reiner, and you get to see all the Titans to get, fighting against each other. So the action's really great. I think the animation, just talking about the animation, looks absolutely incredible. I think the way the Titans look absolutely amazing. I think Mappa did a really good job. I know a lot of people disagree, but I think this season looks really good. Rafa said it. I mean, I hate Gabi, and nothing's gonna change my mind about that. But I'm happy that she's starting to realize that, like, the people behind the walls, that they're the same as as the Eldians on the other side. Like, they're all on the same side. It just sucks that they were brainwashed to think otherwise. So it's really sad. But I'm happy that she's not a complete bitch, because it does seem like it's getting to her. And I also like the moment between, I forgot his name. I think he's part of the military police. He had the kid with the blonde hair, like, he saved him, like he led him to like where Gabi and the other guys were, and like it kind of showed like, hey man, I'm not here to kill you guys, like we're on the same side, like you guys are just kids, like go home. It just shows you that there's just a compassion, like everyone is just compassionate about each other, and it just sucks that everyone's going through this. But yeah, I mean, I understand why Mikasa and everyone's conflicted. And I mean, yeah, like you guys said, like Eren has been super shady and he's done so much damage, but I am still having a really hard time believing that Eren's a bad guy. Like, I am just conflicted. Armin was saying it himself, like, this doesn't seem like Eren. It just seems like he's going with the plan because he wants to protect the people behind the walls. Like he's just going with the plan. So I just, next episode, like you kind of saw like Eren, he's walking towards Zeke, the Beast Titan, and I want to see what happens, because we obviously know that if they were to come in contact, they can activate the rumbling or whatever. I just want to see what happens. So yeah. So show was amazing. This episode was amazing. So
yeah, I mean the next episode preview too looked really cool. I'm very excited for that. I mean, we see like more of the fight, and like just Reiner basically saying like, hey, like the person who can't get the Beast Titan ability, it just can't be you, Eren. So it's just like the fact that he has so many already powers and he potentially could have the Beast Titan power is like crazy to think. Like he's gonna be so OP. But yeah, I mean, hey, we all enjoyed it. We really loved it, and now to kind of have a nice little speed run of an anime swap. This week we are reacting to Renee's choice, which was Mars Red. Rafa, give us your initial thoughts. No need to like go over what the anime was too much about. But yeah, give us your initial thoughts.
I found this show boring. I didn't like it. Yeah, it's kind of, I'm kind of playing against the deck here, I guess you can say, because if it's a vampire anime, I'm not big into vampires, and it's a military anime, and I'm not big into military anime either. So It's just I just find it boring. There's a lot of dialogue in the first few episodes, and like it's kind of cool because it's cool in the same way because like they have like the army or the military have like a vampire division like inside of the military. So like there's an actual group of them who are vampires, and like they have their own squad, and like they're trying to recruit more vampires, and that's kind of like the whole thing they're trying to do, whatever. But at the same time, it's just I just find it boring. Like I like the vampire in the first episode, like the actress.
Mhm.
She was cool, but then the spoiler, sorry, she died at the end of the episode one. And it's like, well, there goes the one character that I actually was liking in the show. So um yeah, I just find it boring. I couldn't really focus much on it. It's like, but again, it's just not really that type of anime that I enjoy. Vampires don't really give a fuck about them. Military shit, also kind of bores me here for the most part. So it just really wasn't really my type of anime. But I could see people liking it for the reasons that I don't like it. So
For me, I actually kind of like military anime, so it was kind of cool. It wasn't too bad. I don't really watch a lot of vampire anime, so it was just like a cool bonus, I guess. But I mean, I didn't hate watching it. Not like Rafa. I didn't find it boring. I actually think the art for it was really pretty. I actually liked
no,
the way it
that
was
it did.
animated. It
It
was
looked
really
nice.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like a huge plus for me too. But I will say there was a lot of dialogue and not a lot of like action. But I guess it's like world building in the first 3 episodes, so I
Okay.
kind of get it. But I would definitely say for you who hasn't watched it, check it out. Maybe you might like it. Give it, like you said, the episode rule to see if you do like it or not. Um, but I mean, yeah, I would say just I would say watch it. It's
It's worth
definitely
it.
worth watching. Give it a shot. But don't go expecting like some crazy,
Okay.
anime.
It's not
Um,
action packed, not at
Definitely
all.
not.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
But this week it is my turn. I have two animes for you guys. The first one being for Rafa. I'm gonna have you watch Remake Our Life. Like I said, it was one of my favorite animes of the last year, so I definitely want you to check that out. And for Renee, I literally just had it in mind, and then I just completely forgot it.
Terrible.
It is Classroom of the Elite.
Okay.
I actually think you might like this one. It's really cool. The action in it is cool. It's like there's like strategy involved and like underhanded tactics. It involves like a high school life, but it's not what you think it is. But it's really cool. Classroom Elite and the one that I mentioned for Rafa. Very excited for that. But if you guys have watched it or have any recommendations for us to watch for next week or whenever, really, drop it down in the comments down below. Tweet at us at the Bento Box, or no, at Geek Jar Podcast, or at our personal, Twitters that we have here. And as well, make sure to check out Artisan Gamer and all the other stuff that we have in the description down below. Trust me, guys, you're gonna want to just check it out. Just click every link you see there. We promise no bad sites. Cool. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. Why not, Rafa? You never know. You could put some wild ass link in there and nobody will ever know.
True.
But yeah, guys, thank you guys for just tuning in. Appreciate you guys so much for stopping by, and make sure to like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. Tell somebody who doesn't like anime to watch this anime that we recommended. Check out the 3 animes that we watched: Blue Period, the Tokyo Revengers, and then Mai and Horimiya. Okay, guys, we love you guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.
See you.